And so we then need to think about practically, how do I do that? Number one, you plan. So this is the month to begin to plan about next year, not January, now. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to close the diary on your 2023 goals and objectives and whatever it is that you made at the beginning of the month. But you definitely need to say, okay, I'm transitioning from this year into next year. Some things may need to be carried out. Sometimes this year may actually have surprised you, good way or bad way, and may actually have thrown you off the rails a little bit. You had planned life this way and life turned out like that. So what you now need to do is come to the present again. That's where we go back to that first illustration. Planning brings you into the present. This is Pilani today on this 8th or 9th day of December 2023. There will never be another day like this. The 8th happened yesterday. The 7th happened the day before yesterday, but I am present. And as I am present, whatever I do today, I believe I can do stuff that will impact the 10th, that will impact the 11th, that will impact the 12th. And so those plans will begin to be things like, well, tomorrow I'm going to walk 10,000 steps. Guess what? You are already transforming tomorrow, today. But if you say, I hope, or I am thinking and I'm dreaming, wishing in January I'll start running, that's too far away. Come to the present and say, what can I do today to transform tomorrow? So that means planning, identifying problem. Problem we always associate it with negativity, but not necessarily. A problem is a challenge, or a problem is something that needs to be solved. If you're in maths, they say solve this maths problem. It does not necessarily mean solve this negative thing. No, it's a challenge. Identify the challenges. So the challenge is one that you've faced perhaps in the past. So you may have a point where you are still hooked on one place. So I can say, this is where I am at. I failed 2 of my subjects this year. So it may mean I can't progress next year. So this is a negative thing that has happened. It's a problem. It's a challenge you have to face. Or I was driving and my car was totally destroyed. Now I don't have a car. So this is where I am. I'm begin to plan. Okay, I want to get a car. What kind of a car? What do I need? How much is it? What can I afford? You're beginning to plan because you've identified the problem. So that's where we start in order for us to get into that state of continuous improvement or continuous success, to go back to where we begin to contemplate on the glory of God. It is in hindsight of knowing that God has our best interest at heart. Now, that may be difficult to understand and comprehend because we are living in a world that's just harsh. This world is just harsh. It's cruel. It's playing cruel, in fact, because God never intended us to live in this environment and in this life. And that's why Paul would say we are in this world, but we are not of this world. So God enables us to successfully maneuver ourselves through this horrible, terrible, painful world that we live in. That's why we have failure, we have death, we have sickness, we have robberies, we have murder, we have rape, we have disease, we have pandemics. It's just not God's ideal plan. But that is Satan's plan, because Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But God says, it's okay. I've made a way that even though your body may die here, my plan is that you will resurrect in eternity.